Hi, guys. Welcome back to Two Girls, One Bong.
The podcast that's better if you're stoned, and I will drive a car into a nursery of plants if you're not. My name is MacDizzle.
I'm Joya. Let's dive on in. Thank you for the nursery ... of plants clarification. Even though we're not above, we're not above hurting babies.
I'm not above it.
On this podcast.
Just not feeling it today. No, that's
want
scary.
to hurt some plants today.
I actually don't want to hurt anyone, but I realized that the word nursery came out of my mouth, and so I had to take it somewhere. And luckily, that's also the name for a plant thing. So here we are.
Ah, good stuff.
Oh, man. Well, it's another week. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. How are you feeling?
Your skin looks amazing.
Thank you. I just picked up my second to last Accutane prescription last night, or a couple nights ago. So yeah, I only have fucking 2 more months and then I'm done. So yeah.
So first things first, let's take a little hit.
Would love to. Oh my God. You know what I was going to tell you? I got a freaking, that grinder that you have that I love so much.
The Smash one?
The flour mill grinder. Yeah. I got one.
I don't know where mine went, bro. I've lost it for a while. I found this old grind Phoenician. So I've been using that one. Still
amazing. Yeah. Just, different. Hang on. I'm just trying to get the but yeah, if you guys don't know, I mean, this is not sponsored or anything, but there is a grinder brand called Flour Mill that literally does I
think the brand is called Straight, STRA, and then the number 8.
Well, this is no, it's not. It's Flour Mill.
Okay, mine had a Straight logo on it.
So this is also another brand that's unrelated to the grinder.
Okay.
It's like a collab piece.
Got it.
So I bet that's what
it's definitely what it was.
Yeah, exactly. Because they were handing these out and there was only a couple left somewhere, and I was considering letting somebody else have it, and then I saw the brand and I was like, snatch that shit.
Snatch that.
Had to take it.
I bought this off Amazon, this giant wick of hemp.
Very nice.
For $11, and somebody was selling the exact same thing, the exact same description for $24.
Of course they were.
It's weird.
Of course they were.
Cheers. And I'm sure people are buying it too. That's what's even crazier.
Mm-hmm.
Cheers.
Sad. Cheers. Yeah. Wouldn't be Two Girls, One Bong without a little cough moment.
So I had to mute myself there for a second. My God.
You took a fatty? I didn't see it all the way.
It got clogged halfway through.
Oh.
So it was just a painful one.
Yeah, got to work real hard for it.
Yes, very that. Oh my God, it's so clogged right now. What the fuck? Got her. All right. Do you have anything fun and exciting and informative before we get started on what we're doing today?
No, I don't. I don't think I do.
I have something new to announce.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
I'm addicted to sparkling water.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I never saw that for you.
Me either.
What flavor do you like?
Lime.
Of course. The best. The best one.
The best one. None of the other ones are all bad. I would venture to say that the other ones are all bad. It's either plain or lime.
That's so funny to me. I would never have seen you drinking fucking, even though obviously claws are a thing. But that is so funny. Okay, great. Yeah. What brand are you drinking? I can't see it all the way.
So my favorite brand is Bubbly, Bubly.
Yes.
They're my favorite, but I ordered 8 fucking containers of it from Instacart, and they brought me LaCroix.
Oh, LaCroix is also very popular, obviously.
It's not as good as Bubbly. For me.
Right.
For me.
Yeah. Well, that is hilarious. I'm happy for you. You found something that you love very much.
Yeah. And it's the same as regular water, basically. I looked it up. It's just as hydrating. It doesn't have negative side effects. It's good shit.
It's just carbonated.
Yeah. I'm gonna be
do you think you could then, I mean, yeah, not to immediately bring alcohol into it, but do you think you could drink like a vodka soda or a tequila soda now, knowing that you like that fucking...
I hate the way tequila tastes.
Okay, so vodka.
What if I added some like grenadine to it?
You could do whatever you want. I just that
sounds terrible.
Oh, it doesn't, for some reason, if you put lime juice in it or lemon juice, whatever you like, somehow, some way, the vodka goes away. I don't know.
That sounds dangerous for me.
Yeah, probably.
For me. Knowing me, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it probably is.
Slippery slope type shit.
Well, that is like my drink of choice when I'm out. If I don't have
a Negroni, Magliotto,
Spagliato,
Spagliato,
in it. Yeah, Spagliato. So, okay, great. You found a newfound love in sparkling water, and I love that for you. My dad also loves those. They stay on deck at his house. They are like constantly. There's always a pack or 2 or 3 at his house, and it's always the citrus flavors too. Lime, lemon, blah blah blah. Well, good stuff.
I don't like the orange ones. That's pretty gross.
Oh, okay. I don't think I've ever had orange, to be honest. I've also seen like berry ones.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's okay.
Enough about sparkling water. Let's get into the real tea of the day. It's Black History Month, and instead of finding one person each, our lovely producer actually found a list of 30 historical Black figures that you should know, and I don't know a lot of them. So
I didn't know any of them. I had never heard any of the names.
Oh, yeah. Really? Okay. Dope. Okay, cool. So
I had never heard of any of the people.
Yeah. And basically, to put a little fun little twist on it, we're going to be taking a hit for every historical figure.
Yeah.
In celebration. And I don't know that we're going to get through all 30, Joya.
Okay.
Because that would cut it to 2 minutes each. And to talk about it, to take the hit, and to do all of that, I don't think that that's feasible. So we might have to do a part 1 and a part 2.
Okay.
But
honestly, I would love to do, I mean, I don't know if this would make us have to do a whole, I was going to say, I would love to do the women first instead of just going down the list. But I guess that means then we have to do like all men in the next one. So I guess we could just go down the list.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's just go down the list.
Yeah, I'll just start from the top and go down to the bottom.
Perfect.
Should we take a hit before or after? Well, it's going to be before.
Okay. Let's
so the first character, so you can marinate on this while we take this hit. Her name is Queen Nanny. All right, Queen Nanny, and she
something
does not
wants
look
me to
like
say what?
What's that? I'm saying she doesn't look like she takes any shit from anyone ever.
And period, she looks like a badass. I was gonna say I want to say Queen Nanny, but
Nanny? That might be based on where she's from. It could be.
Yeah,
but also,
I don't know,
is it Rihanna? It's Rihanna.
I know, dude. I actually saw, it was like a TikTok a long time ago, a few years ago, of this woman that her daughter had gifted her Rihanna's like,
so it, it doesn't hit the tongue right.
It doesn't. But yeah, she got her like her photo book. It was like a book that she put out a few years ago, and the mom is like, "You got me Rihanna's book. You got me Rihanna's book," and she has like this New York accent, but it was funny because like, yeah, in the caption, it was like, real ones know that her name is pronounced Rihanna and not Rihanna, but it's just so hard to
It is, because everyone calls her Rihanna, and it's sad. It just makes sense.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Rihanna is just like sexy.
Beyonce, Rihanna.
Yeah.
Like,
period.
a girl named Rihanna.
Stop. I knew a girl named Rihanna too when I was younger. So that's, yeah.
You know?
All right. Cheers to Queen Nanny.
Nanny, Nanny.
Nanny, Nanny.
I'm doing little rips.
I'm going to have to pace myself. Yeah.
All right. I'll read her little thingy first.
Okay.
All right. So Queen Nanny was born in Ghana, West Africa. She was kidnapped into slavery and brought to the island of Jamaica, where she led slave uprisings for freedom and revolts against the British. Period. Fuck the Brits. Mm-hmm. Escaping from slavery led her to the mountains, where she joined communities with other freed slaves. Queen Nanny, or Nanny, planned and executed successful attacks on plantations and helped free over 1,000 enslaved Africans in her lifetime. She is held as a national hero in Jamaica and is credited with preserving African culture on the island.
Wow.
That is so badass. It makes me emotional to like think about that.
I know. And it also makes me like, oh my God, like I've never heard of her.
Just imagine like just being able to say like, yeah, no, 1,000 people are free because of me.
And she's credited with preserving African culture on the island. Like how
that's amazing.
That's the worst, possibly, besides obviously all of the physical violence and atrocities. But that part of colonization is like the most, obviously to people now, I think the most painful thing and most horrible thing.
Exactly. It's like one of the most tragic things that people now, because they don't have a connection to anything. Exactly. Right. You know, there's still the repercussions of everything, but because like there's sometimes not access to even knowing about it, like that's just
and people's history is just completely lost. I actually was watching something about pyramids, and do you know that the oldest pyramid in the entire world is in Mexico? It's in Mexico it's one of the sauces that has a name. It's like a city. Yes, one of the sauces, the hot sauces that's popular.
Patillo.
It might be Cholula. In Cholula, Mexico. But it was built by these people fucking, thousands of years ago, but they have no history of them because the Spanish came and fucking wiped it all. And it's the oldest pyramid in the world. Like, wow. Yeah, it's fucking horrible. It's fucked up. The next person, or the next people rather, on the list are the Soledad brothers, or Soledad. Fleda Drumago, George Jackson.
Gotta take a hit.
Oh shit, my bad. Girl. I'm lost already. Let me really pace myself.
Your Bong is actually in your lap right now, so it's like funny that you're forgetting.
Oh, my Bong wasn't in my lap, silly.
Oh, it
was sitting up here.
Oh, okay.
But maybe I should put it in my lap. Maybe it's best.
Mine's in my lap. Maybe I'm projecting.
Okay. Cheers. Okay, these are still fat. I need to really relax. Ooh, okay.
Oh, no.
All right. So the Soledad brothers, Fleda Drumago, George Jackson, and John Clutchett were inmates in the Soledad Prison in California. The three men became prison activists, writing letters about the harsh treatments by guards, and they led hunger strikes to protest slave-like conditions within the prison. Their example gave courage to prisoners all over the country to demand humane treatment. This reminds me of, I'm sure you've seen it, MacDizzle, but there is a movie called 13th. It was like really popular when it came out a few years ago. That basically... Yeah, that outlines the
slavery industrial complex.
The prison industrial complex. Yes. So, and it also talks about in the 13th Amendment, which outlawed slavery, there is a clause that says that slavery is illegal, except for when it is in punishment for a crime. Exactly. Yeah. Unless a person has been duly convicted in a court of law and are serving time for a crime. So that reminds me of that. And also, did you hear about what happened in the Alabama prison? this, I don't know when it happened, but recently it's been in the news. Some guy, a person who was in the jail was, it was a jail, not a prison. So it was like more short term. This guy went to the hospital with a rectal temperature of 72 degrees. So his butthole,
his core
the warmest
temperature, his core
was
temperature
72
was
degrees.
low.
So what is believed is that he was left in the walk-in freezer in the kitchen, naked, strapped to a chair. He was naked wherever he was that he froze. He was naked, and he died. So they're just like looking into it and everything. But how insane is that? They killed him.
Are there inmates doing that to each other?
No,
or was that a guard?
No, it was allegedly it was the guards.
Oh my God, bro. Yeah. That's the thing about a lot of people who get in these fucking lines of work. They're just people who go on power trips.
Fucking disgusting.
They're people who have no power in their own fucking life, and so they go on these crazy fucking power trips. Like, it is insane. They need to do more psychological research on these individuals.
They really do. But you know what? They need to do psychological research. I thought you were going to say like testing on these people. And I was going to say they probably fucking know how to test. Yeah, exactly. The doctor at that hospital basically was like, I have absolutely no fucking idea how this guy could have a rectal temperature of 72 degrees unless he was restrained, locked in a freezer.
Yeah, because like even if you're in a freezer, you can move around and keep your body moving. If you're stuck not moving,
you can't move, right? You can't move. Wow, warm yourself up. Yeah. So
how did they find him? I'm like confused, like who found him or like how they brought him. He was in his cell, really cold.
I know. I don't know. It's the family that's coming out and speaking about
I'm glad
it.
that they are. That's insane. That's so fucking sad. Just because you do something wrong and you break the law doesn't mean that you deserve to be fucking murdered,
frozen to death. You know what I mean? Yeah,
like
and also the family has come out saying like he had mental illness. Like multiple mental illnesses. So anyway.
Right. Well, shout out to the Soledad brothers for bringing some fucking changes in the system.
Period.
Still sucks out there though.
It sure fucking does. Still so much work to do.
Right. Are you packed and ready?
I sure am. Cheers. Yeah.
That one was a little bit more manageable.
Mine too. Mine was a little smaller.
Next up, we have Claudette Colvin. Now, let me take a little sip and clear my throat. Hold on, I'm double sipping. Okay. 9 months before Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on the bus, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin would not move from hers. When told to give her place to a white passenger, she replied, "It's my constitutional right to sit here as much as that lady. I paid my fare. It's my constitutional right." 15 years old. That's crazy. She was removed from the bus by two white men and became the first person arrested in Montgomery, Alabama for challenging bus segregation. She was arrested on various charges and spent several hours in jail. She had to face a court appearance for her courageous act and defiantly pled not guilty to every accusation against her. She was eventually placed on probation by the courts for violating segregation laws. While rarely receiving credit for her role in the civil rights movement and often forgotten Black history, her story is sure to inspire the young and old alike. 15 years old.
That's incredible.
Wow, I could not imagine having that like... That's so much fucking courage, bro. I'd be so fucking scared.
Yep. I know, and it's also, I remember learning that in high school that Rosa Parks was a planned thing, that Rosa Parks was like chosen and she was like,
a moment.
Yes, like she was like, this is
She's
what I'm
also
doing.
a grown woman, so they can really throw the book at her in a different kind. I don't know if they had laws against charging minors. I don't know if minors are considered 15 years old. I don't know what kind of fucking protections Black children had at that time.
I'm sure not many. And it says that she was like, she had to face a court appearance, so she definitely was charged with a crime.
We have a quote from her.
She said, this is a quote from Claudette Colvin. She said, "I felt like Sojourner Truth was pushing down on one shoulder and Harriet Tubman was pushing down on the other, saying, 'Sit down, girl.' I was glued to my seat." Wow. I just like, yeah, it's incredible. And also the fact that she was 15 years old. Like this is why I'm so happy. Thank you, Dev, for finding this list. And I'm also so glad that you had the idea, MacDizzle, because there's so many people that were like so fucking pivotal and so important and so courageous and so like
they deserve their flowers.
Yes, exactly. Like then I am so glad to be learning about Claudette Colvin. And I'm sure many of the other people on this list. Okay, Arturo Skomberg is next.
Wait, we've got to take a hit. We got to take a hit.
I know. I was going to say, let's take a hit for Arturo Skomberg or Schomburg.
Yeah.
I've been hitting the same bowl this whole time. I'm okay. Cheers. Oh, she's clogged as fuck. I just heard that chug.
It's really bad.
All right. Arturo Skomberg was a leader of the Harlem Renaissance. He advocated for the advancement of Black people across the globe, and he spent years chronicling their achievements. He created the Skomberg Center for Research in Black Culture in New York City, which held a collection of slave narratives, art, literature, and other historical archives from around the globe. Skomberg was an Afro-Puerto Rican who advocated for the country's independence. He was also a founding member of Las Dos Antillas, a group that recognized the common political struggles of Cuba and Puerto Rico.
Wow.
That's amazing. So going back to what we were talking about, how like Black Americans, anybody that was
were stripped of their history. He said, exactly. Period. Yes. I'm gonna try to fucking connect a couple dots for you right here.
Yes, like I
really respect the fuck out of that.
The importance of the people that were like, let's write some fucking shit down and let's, collect it and let's make sure that there's a resource for people, hundreds of years from now. And the Harlem Renaissance wasn't that long ago, but yes, to just have like the,
because slavery wasn't that long ago.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like and it was going on for like 400 fucking years before that.
Yeah. I mean, no, it had been going on. The Egyptians were the first people to enslave.
Yeah. I'm saying American slavery was happening for a very fucking long time.
Yeah, probably almost immediately after anybody came here in the 1500s.
The indigenous were first.
They say,
you know what I mean?
They came, I guess it was 16 something, right? When the first like English people came.
I don't fucking know.
It was 1492 is Columbus, and then 16. This is not important information. It's just I want to know. 1620. Okay. Anyway, we can move on. Shout out Arturo and the Skomberg Center for Research in Black Culture.
I literally want to go there now. Does it still exist?
I'd bet.
Or at least like they took his archive and added it to another one, surely.
It's there.
Or it's still there?
It's in the New York Public Library.
Wow. Because you know how like a lot of Black communities were actually thriving after slavery was ended, and they like built their own communities, they had their own stores, and they were all just like supporting and fucking living great. And then white people saw that and were like, oh, well, we'll flood your whole town.
Yeah. I wonder how many, because I know for sure that there was, we know of Black Wall Street, but I wonder where else that happened. I think that was like the worst and biggest one, but.
No, there's a bunch of them. It happened all throughout the South, especially. You know what I mean?
Oh, I'm sure. I bet. I wonder if places even. Okay, that was in Tulsa. That was the Black Wall Street. Anyway.
Cheers.
Cheers. Oh my God.
All right. Next up, we have Shirley Chisholm. Do you think that's how you say her last name?
Chisholm?
That's your mom's name?
Yeah, I don't
Shirley.
know. It sure is. Shirley
Chisholm was a politician, author, and educator. She was born in Brooklyn, New York, to a Guyanese father and Barbadian and Barbadian mother. So that's from Barbosa or from
Barbados.
The Barbados.
Yeah.
Barbosa.
Captain Barbosa.
No. Oh God. Okay. Shirley became the first Black woman in the United States to be elected to the U.S. Congress and the first woman and Black American to run for the Democratic Party's presidential nomination. Period.
Wow.
That's amazing. Okay, so Chisholm courageously fought for the underprivileged and is credited with a major role in the creation of the WIC program, WIC. What is that?
I just clicked Special Supplemental Nutrition Program for Women, Infants, and Children.
Oh, wow.
Seems like an extension of the, what's the one? It's a regulatory organization that does like all food and like
FDA.
That's what it seems like. It would have been integrated into the
Okay,
FDA.
okay.
Or, I mean, I didn't read that. That's just an assumption. We can keep going.
Oh, look at this. She also helped champion the fight to ensure workers received a minimum wage for their work.
Wow.
Shirley Chisholm. I'm going with Chisholm.
Yeah.
That feels right. Wow. What a cool fucking thing. Like the first Black woman in Congress.
Yep.
What a scary place to be, because still it is predominantly white men. To this day, Shirley, I'm so sorry. I know you saw great things for this country. You are still one of the very few. How many Black women are there in Congress currently? Like 4?
Yeah, probably something like that. I mean, probably a little more, but
let's see.
Well, 54 Black.
Okay. Oh,
54 Black total. Exactly. Not Black women.
How many women?
See, and then they just put it into a category of women of color, which we love all women of color, but
we do, but specifically one branch gets history more than the others. You know what I mean?
So we're talking about Black women. Black women serve in 42 states. So there's at least 42.
Period. But then what about the 54 number?
This is not, friend. This is not. That's literally across the whole country, I think. Like that number was like across the country. I don't know why it won't let me find just Black women. It just wants to show me. Okay, this is in the 117th Congress. 26 Black women office holders who will serve in the 117th Congress include Kamala Harris. So, okay. So, yeah, 26 it is. But, yeah, definitely.
How many members of Congress, how many white guys are in there? And now I want to compare it to that number.
This is showing me how diverse it is. So it's going through all of the other categories.
I said, no, look at all these people. Yeah, don't worry about that number.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at how much progress we're making. Yeah. It won't.
It's whatever. It's fine. We know it's a lot.
62. We know it's this says they represent 62%. White men represent 30% of the population, but 62% of office holders. Yeah. So.
Ew.
Yeah. Gross.
All right. Oh, let's take our hit.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
The next person on the list is Gaspar Yanga.
It's funny that I get all the girls and you get all the boys. Is it?
I think it's back and forth. So, yeah.
Okay.
I already noticed that, and I was like,
we still love them though, because they're doing great things.
Yeah, we do. I just, women supremacy. Yanga was believed to be a member of the royal family of Gabon. He was captured, sold into slavery, and brought to Mexico, where he eventually escaped his chains. He led other stolen Africans to liberty and established the first free Black settlement in the Americas in the highlands of Veracruz. The settlement remained hidden for over 30 years, but it was eventually attacked by the Spanish. After years of bloody battles, the local government heeded to Yanga's terms, recognition of the free Black settlements.
Wow.
In 1630, San Lorenzo de los Negros de Cerralvo was officially recognized by the government, and the people left in peace. The settlement remains today in the Veracruz region of Mexico, appropriately renamed Yanga. Wow, that's amazing.
That is so like that's so cool that they like. So they got away, they hid, and then they doubled down and they fought for that fucking freedom. They said, "No, 30 years, piss off, piss off, love."
Yeah, it's fucking dope, dude. It is honestly like, yeah, really fucking so heavy that that was happening all over the Americas for like so long, like hundreds of years. They were like, these people, the Spanish, the English, the French, like the Dutch, the Portuguese, were all coming over here, like just literally trying to annihilate entire groups of people. Like that is fucking crazy.
I think Christopher Columbus said something where he was like, "Oh, the indigenous natives, they're so kind and gentle, and they'd be the perfect people to enslave."
Oh my God. I feel like I do remember.
Like he says something along like, those lines.
Something, yes, like they would be easily taken advantage of.
You know what I mean? Like, so he like says this whole thing, like how kind and gentle and wonderful these people are. And then he finishes that thought by being like, they'd be easy to enslave. Like, oh, that's where you were going with this? Good God.
It's the person we celebrate every year. And thank God it's not just Christopher Columbus Day. It's also Indigenous Peoples Day.
Fuck Christopher Columbus.
Like, why the fuck do we need a Christopher Columbus Day?
Bro, did I tell you? I don't think I did. When I was on my road trip, I saw a man with a sticker on his car, and it said, "Proud descendant of a brave Confederate soldier."
Oh my God.
I wanted to be like, do you know what side he was on?
Yeah.
Do you know they wanted to keep slaves? That's what you're proud of? You're proud of him fighting to enslave people?
I mean, and also that guy wouldn't hear that. This is what you have to tell them. Your descendant or your ascendant, whatever, your fucking ancestor, he was on the losing team, bro.
He's a fucking weenie who lost
real bad. He got his
proud
shit
of being a fucking loser.
Yeah. Like, not only was he a horrible fucking person, which that guy's not going to acknowledge, obviously, he was also a loser. And that's just historical fact. Can't get around that.
It's just crazy. It's just crazy, like in these mountain towns, the audacity that these men walk around with.
Yeah.
Well, just the white people in general.
Yeah. Right.
Do you want to do a lady?
I would love to do a lady. Thank you. Thank you for
You're welcome. We'll take a hit first.
Okay. Cheers.
Cheers.
Every time I think it's not going to be enough, I blow it out and I'm like, okay, yeah, that's significant.
You're like, oh, I surprised myself.
Yeah, period. Okay, the next person on our list is Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Rebecca Lee Crumpler was the first Black woman in the U.S. to earn a medical degree. She was born free in Delaware and studied at the New England Female Medical College. She founded a medical practice in Boston for poor women and children. She also wrote the Book of Medical Discourses, which was a manual on medical care specifically for women and children. Currently, the U.S. has the highest maternal and infant mortality rates in the Western world. A disproportional amount of these deaths are Black women and children. Now, more than ever, we need Rebecca Lee Crumpler's example and raise medical professionals from our own communities. Uh-oh. Did I freeze?
You froze and broke up a little bit. Hold on.
Uh-oh, I was just about to text y'all and say, oh, fuck, because when I looked over, my screen was frozen. MacDizzle, if you guys aren't watching right now, MacDizzle just yelling at her dogs.
It's just my neighbor's at my door.
Oh, shoot.
No, it's okay. I don't need to go answer it. He just comes and lets us know that her car's
about the car.
Wrong side.
Right. That's a sweetheart. Nice guy. Yeah. Well, I don't know where I broke up at, but basically Rebecca Lee Crumpler, as I know you heard that, or everyone heard that she was the first Black woman in the U.S. to earn a medical degree. But she also specialized in caring for women and children, and she founded a medical practice for poor women and children. And she just, highlighted the issue that we have with maternal and infant mortality rates among Black women. So that's that's what I'm talking about too. It's like where like just a little bit ago we were talking about somebody that it's just like all of these horrible violent things happened and it was like physically dangerous like for people hundreds of years ago. Now it's still physically dangerous in other ways. Like the way that Black women are more likely to, what they say is that basically Black women are less likely to be believed by a doctor or a nurse. Like when they tell them like I'm in pain or this hurts really badly, or
it was like, literally written in like some medical journal that Black women could endure more pain than white women. Like that was documented and somebody wrote that down. Somebody with their whole chest took a pen and wrote that down.
Yeah. And published it. Like it's just crazy. Yeah. So shout out to Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Thank you for bringing awareness to that issue that we still are facing today. All right.
Time to take a hit.
Cheers.
All right. Next up, we have Patrice La Mumba. Patrice La Mumba was an anti-colonial hero, freedom fighter, political prisoner, and first-time prime minister of the Republic of Congo. He played an active role in the fight to free his country from Belgium's brutal colonial rule, and he envisioned a Congo that controlled its own natural resources and economy. Imagine just having to envision that for your own country, just being free.
Yeah.
He also believed in an Africa that was free and totally independent of imperial control. Lumumba became a symbol of liberation for people around the world, beloved by the likes of Malcolm X. Statues in his honor have been erected all over the world, including countries such as Cuba, Hungary, and Russia. I'm confused about the Russian one because they're like hugely racist. Not like the whole country, but like...
Well, you know, too, like how a country can still be racist and still exalt certain Black figures.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Yeah, and that's what racist people would say. They'd be like, dude, Russia's not racist. They put up a fucking
statue.
They have a statue of a Black person. They can't possibly be racist, you know? I forgot too that Belgium was also a colonizer. Pretty much all of the
white people have had their hands in the pot of colonizing.
I guess there was just some that were worse than others.
Yeah, the British, terrible. The Americans, terrible.
The French, the Spanish,
oof. Oh, we got
the Portuguese. Yeah. You're too fast for me.
Sorry, yeah, that was a little impatient there.
That's all right. The next person on our list is Victoria Toya Montu. Is that how you? Yeah, is that? It looks French. Montu. Victoria Montu was a Haitian soldier, midwife, and spiritual leader. It's believed that she taught Haiti's revolutionary leader Jean-Jacques Dessalines to fight in hand-to-hand combat. Oh my God. She also taught him how to throw a knife and shoot a gun. Yes. She commanded soldiers in battle during the famous uprising against the French that led to Haiti becoming the first free Black nation in the Western world. Upon her death, she was given a state funeral with a procession of 8 sergeants. That is fucking dope. All of these people are iconic and important. But it's pretty awesome to hear of a woman who is believed to have taught the fucking revolutionary leader how to fight. Like, that's fucking sick.
That is sick. It just cut back into what you were saying at the end. So I didn't catch everything that you said, but I was able to read it, so I'm good. So hopefully the recording caught it. Hopefully.
This new program can suck my ass.
Victoria Toya Montu, Haiti. That is so sick. That she was out here schooling the menses.
Yeah.
That's so dope.
Yep, totally.
And like just fucking freed herself from the French who weren't like just like a small deal.
Yeah.
Colonizers. They loved that shit.
And there's the French in general, like love a fucking... Have you ever heard how like Paris is like the most protested city in the world?
No.
Like the French love a fucking like conflict.
Oh, they said
like it's not the like
drama.
and yeah. When I was in Paris when I was younger, I saw different protests every day that I was there, and one of them was like really big. And then also they freaking which this is so embarrassing, but like they were protesting COVID stuff. And they were like burning shit. I'm pretty sure that's what they were protesting.
Well, you know, we did that here at Huntington Beach, so
I know. Oh my god. Literally. Dude. I honestly now whenever I like hear that somebody's from Huntington, I'm like I knew that Huntington Beach was kind of like that. Like I had, you know, spent plenty of time there. But you probably knew more of that culture growing up in Orange County. I saw Huntington Beach was just a beach town to me. That's where I went to the beach.
Once you get to enough money, you'll find racism. In Huntington, Newport, all of that very, very, very fucking rich areas with not like cut off access, but like nobody who doesn't have millions of dollars is not living there. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the supremely rich out there for the most part.
Yes, you're right. But I would argue that the people that were protesting at that fucking in Huntington are not those like super wealthy people that
those people don't
live there.
Well, I would argue that they probably are pretty fucking wealthy. They're all Trump supporters.
I think they probably have some sort of money, but they definitely were giving like not wealthy. I don't know.
Here's the thing. California is a red state or blue state. You know what I mean? So we always vote blue, but there are these weird echo chambers of redness. Like you go into the mountains, red. But the populations are super fucking low out there. So they don't, you know, they can't stand up against the numbers of like LA and all the fucking cities. But then you also go to places like Newport. And like that's not a place that you would think is red, but so many people out there are fucking Republicans and they're just the surfers. The people surfing are Republican. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yep. It is funny how you really wouldn't think it, but you know, the Republicans appeal to like those kinds of they make those people think that they have a like something to be angry about, like something that
live in Newport
actually matters, which is simply not true. Right. Like we're talking about people's basic needs being met or not, or lack thereof.
Bodily autonomy.
Like we are not the same. We are not the same.
Have the babies, but also I'm not going to help you when you do. I'm going to actually make it more difficult for you. Double punishment. Don't have sex.
Yeah.
That's really what Republicans want. They don't want anyone having sex anymore.
Yeah. Which is like you're Jesus person.
I can get on board with it.
You're God. Your God created sex on purpose the way he did. I'm kind of
being sold on the whole no sex thing, and I might be a Republican now. I'm just cutting it out of my life.
Because those people, like, hopefully those people ideally don't procreate. Like, just please stop.
I'm gonna go start my own little cult, and none of us fuck. It'll be like the opposite. Like, you know how most people start a cult so that they can fuck everyone there? I'm gonna start mine so that nobody fucks each other. Yeah.
So
chemical castrations all around.
Oh my God. Cheers. Up next on our list is James H. Cone. James H. Cone was a theologian. Is it theologian or theologian? Someone who studies theology from the U.S., known for his writings on Black liberation theology. Liberation theology is a belief that centers the gospel message with the sufferings of the oppressed, especially peoples of color around the world. Cone understood that the gospel message of Jesus would coincide with the political movements of the 1960s, and his teachings and writings reflected this reality. He authored theological classics such as The God of the Oppressed, The Cross and the Lynching Tree, and Black Power and Black Theology, to name a few.
I have mixed emotions
I'll read
about this one. Okay, go ahead. Read the quote.
Okay. He said Christianity was seen as the white man's religion. I wanted to say no. The Christian gospel is not the white man's religion. It's a religion of liberation, a religion that says God created all people to be free. But I realized that for Black people to be free, they must first love their Blackness.
All right. So I appreciate his message and what he's doing, truly. But I'm also going to stand 10 toes down on the fact that I think that Christianity as it stands today in the secular kind of sense is absolutely a tool of white supremacy. 10 out of fucking 10.
Yeah,
of
I
misogyny.
think
It's a tool of
yeah.
and whether or not it was intended to be that way, and I know everyone takes their own message from it, there are way too many
Yeah.
people putting their beliefs about religion into actual writing in the government.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I
And that's why I'm
think
torn because I'm
that's
just like not big on religion.
well, I think that's what yeah, I mean, me neither. I think it's all a crock of shit, but I do believe that people should be able to,
Yeah.
believe whatever they want. And it seems like because I also do believe that Christianity as I know it to be, like the real Christianity, I know that this person, and I unfortunately don't believe in it. I wish I did, but I do know the religion itself very well. And I think what this guy is saying is
Yeah.
accurate. Like absolutely at its core,
Yes.
Christianity I mean, Jesus was literally like, that's the whole fucking thing. I don't know how Christianity got twisted into what it is today for millions of people. I have absolutely no idea because it is so far opposite from. Actually, we have spoken about this before. How it happens in translations.
Mhm.
Like we were talking about how the word homosexual was created because it was a translation in the Bible that came from pedophile.
No, so they mistranslated it. So it
I
wasn't
guess
no, so the
homosexual
first
is
time
Latin. That's like
homosexual appeared in the Bible for the first time in the 1950s. It never appeared at any time before that. And I don't think that they used the word pedophile or anything like that. But
that's
the story was basically men should not lie with little boys. That's what the fucking story was. Like you shouldn't rape
right.
people, you shouldn't sodomize people, all of that kind of stuff. And
Which there was lots of raping happening.
sodomy.
I mean, there still is, but lots of that.
So
Right.
basically it could be interpreted that was the premise was, oh, don't rape, don't sodomize, don't touch children. But instead they said, oh, it
Yeah.
means don't fuck men, homosexuality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but like I'm saying, I can appreciate what he did because I know that religion is something that's really, really powerful and very, very helpful to so many, many, many people. And so if you can
helps people survive fucking
exactly.
horrible traumatic shit.
Yeah. So I can kudos for my man.
And also, don't we all kind of have our own like I feel like I do kind of have a religion, and I feel like my religion is I do love astrology. Like that's more of like a fun thing for me, but I do believe that there is like
there's a weird connectedness going on. I don't know what it is.
Yes. Connectedness is a great way to say it. Connectedness is a great way to say it. Yeah, because I absolutely there's just no way that like there's not I feel like there is a spiritual realm
10 out of 10.
as
10
well.
out of 10.
Like there is definitely like yes. So it's like we kind of all have our own, everyone has their own belief system, whether and maybe your belief system is that there is fucking nothing, but that's what you believe
what I mean?
in. Oh wait, what did you say?
No, I said no. I said you know what I mean.
Oh, you said you know what I mean to what I said. Okay. I thought you cut out and we're just talking at the same time as me and ended with a fucking I was like, oh fuck. Anyway, yeah. So I feel like everybody has like their thing that they,
believe.
Their belief
Even
system.
if you're agnostic, you don't know which way is which. That's your belief of not knowing.
Right. Totally. Cheers. Totally. Oh, fuck.
I think we have time for one more.
Yeah, I think so too.
All right. Last one. Our girl, Fatima Bennawi. Or is it Fatima? Fatima?
Could be Fatima usually,
Bennawi.
I think. Or Fatima. Yeah.
She was a Afro-Palestinian freedom fighter and liberation hero. She was born in Jerusalem in 1939, but was forced to move to a refugee camp near Jordan after the siege of Palestine. Years later, she would become a nurse and move to Saudi Arabia for a job with the Arab American Oil Company. Because she was a black woman, she was denied the rights as a medical professional to administer shots to patients. Bennawi would return to Palestine, where she would join the resistance in the struggle to recover her homeland from its occupation. She became a guerrilla fighter and resistance organizer and the first Palestinian woman to organize and lead paramilitary operation. Bennawi was arrested and sentenced to life in prison for her activism, but she served 10 years. She is also the first Palestinian woman to be arrested by the occupation forces. After her release, Bennawi would eventually become the chief police in Gaza and the highest ranking woman of Fatah political party. She is revered as a pioneer of Palestinian resistance and liberation and is admired across the nation for her heroics.
Wow. It's crazy too, like just that the African diaspora, like how people from Africa spread across the whole fucking world. And I guess the Middle East is also not far from there.
No, it's literally like adjacent. I was literally born in Kuwait and I'm more or less like touching Africa. Like it's very fucking close.
Where is
it's like
Kuwait
a tiny
on
little
that
country in like upper it's not actually because there's like Afghanistan, Pakistan, all of that, which is like more adjacent, and then like but it's like this. It's close. It's all very close, but there's also like vast deserts that you have to get through to get to these areas. So it's not like they just like.
I mean,
It
the fucking Arabian desert.
Hard journey, honey.
The Saudi Arabia.
What, like, because we learned about the settlers and the pioneers and all that. I want to learn about the people who had to trek across the Saudi Arabian fucking desert. What the fuck were they doing?
Yeah.
That sounds tough. At least we have rivers and fish. Bears are kind of scary. I guess there's not really any predators in the middle of the fucking desert. You don't have to worry about that. But my God.
Also, like thieves and shit. I was just watching something there's like this Viking show on Netflix that I like. But they are like going on like a trek like to they're on a ship, but they like they are having to worry about these people that are thieves in like this like whole area. I'm like, dude, imagine that. You're like making the trek of your life. You're like
survive,
picking up
and
your
then
life.
You also have to not get robbed.
Right. Fucking horrible. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Great, Fatima,
for that list. Developer or sorry, what's her name? No, it's producer dev. Yes, not developer dev. Oh my God.
Developer dev, but honestly, developer sounds fire, Yes. So fun to learn about people that we didn't know before, and I can't even imagine how many like historical Black figures, how many people were like so important to like the progress of Black people
globally. And I like that this list was like not just like American ones. I thought it was cool to learn.
Not just the US. Me too. Yeah, totally. So yeah, we will get into the rest next week.
Surely. All right, let's take this hit. Wow, I am fucking baked. Providing commentary after the spiel became more difficult as this episode went on.
Yeah, for
all right,
sure.
Guys. Well, we'll see you next week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be good to yourself, be good to each other, and we'll see you next time.
Love you.